Welcome to the SwitchClicksPodcast, episode 35, recorded on April 20th, 2021. Today we'll be discussing future LEGO Nintendo collaborations we want to see using Nintendo's wealth of widely appraised IP. My name's Dakota, and today I'm joined by Tyler.
Hello.
And Nathan.
Hello.
This episode was recorded live on our community Discord server with audience feedback. Check out the link attached to this episode to join the Discord server so you can listen in live next week. So yeah, we're talking about this LEGO Nintendo collaborations now because a few days ago I think LEGO Luigi was leaked, and then today they just announced it, which includes just kind of different colored, I think a different colored Yoshi, I think like a bone dry Goomba.
And let me guess, for the low price of $299.99?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's how LEGO Mario seems to go.
Almost the price of a console, basically.
Yeah, I didn't really want to buy the original Mario Lego. Number one, super expensive.
Yeah.
Wanted minifigures instead of the massive Minecraft blocky Mario with Bluetooth for some reason.
They kind of went overboard with the whole Mario thing.
It's
Like,
a
of
little
course-
bit too much of a gimmick to really be, I wouldn't say fun, but just worth buying. I don't know. It seems like buying Lego, you want to be pretty safe, right? You want to stick with the basics because it all kind of works together. Then Lego Mario comes in and it's like, doesn't really work with anything.
It's true because there's there's pretty much only one way to play a Lego set versus like literally anything else.
I think that's why people were kind of mad that there weren't any minifigures. Like, even if they used the Lego minifigures line of toys where you get like one minifigure per bag for like $6 or something, that's what I would get. That would be super cool.
Those would be nice to have.
Proportions
Just
might
like
be a little weird, but
one or something.
a Super Smash Brothers theme one for once they put all the DLC out, then they can release all the characters.
So licensing.
That's true. They could just start off with like, oh, collect all the Nintendo 64 characters, and then the next Nintendo line would be, oh, collect all the Melee characters, and maybe Mario has a slightly different design.
Yeah, like I think Smash Bros would be a cool idea because, like, pretty much, I'm assuming you could license just most of Nintendo and get a good chunk of them, but it'd be a lot harder to get Joker or any of the Final Fantasy characters, or like really anything that isn't Nintendo sounds a whole lot harder to get the rights for. I could maybe see Banjo because they have, and Steve because they already because they're both.
Steve already has Lego,
Microsoft, right? No.
Yeah.
And Lego's already done partnerships with Minecraft, so that'd be a little bit easier.
I feel like in that case, they would definitely do a more specialized Steve character instead of just putting the Steve character you can get from other boxes into it. Because that would be so lame.
Yeah.
You can get all these
copy and paste.
a wide variety of all these different Lego characters that have never been before seen. And
they just
the same
cuts to a reissued
figure that you have 6 of.
Yeah, cuts to a reissued figure of Steve.
They'd probably stick a zombie or what do you call it? Maybe a different colored Steve shirt or one of the Xbox Designs ones.
Yeah, but the most I'm expecting is a copy and paste.
That's true, yeah. I think back to the Mario, I guess the Lego Mario, the scanning QR codes for different sound effects thing did not pull me in at all. I thought it was incredibly lame.
Well, to be fair, I don't think we're exactly the target audience for that feature, because that seems like, I'm assuming if any of us were to buy a Lego set, it would go up on a shelf and never really be touched after that, right?
Exactly.
So
well, it depends,
Lego Mario is kind of like very much, I'm playing with this. Well, I don't know. If I bought a Lego set,
QR codes,
I just put it on a
QR
shelf.
codes, though. You know what that reminds me of? It literally reminds me of any Toys to Life game, or as you like to call it, Ebo.
That's true.
The nature of that.
Don't get me on another Skylanders tangent. We don't want to be here for another hour.
See, stuff like that is why I don't like buying toys such as that. And putting it with Mario kind of feels really lame because if you look at other Lego sets, they try to advertise any other set, but they don't require it. At least they don't like. It doesn't feel like you're paying DLC or paying for some stupid Toys to Life or to unlock some extra features.
Well, they did
Fair enough.
somehow do DLC with Lego Mario, where like,
Oh.
you can go to the store and for
Costumes.
$5 to $10, you can get a cat Mario or a fire Mario, which only
Stupid.
changes the sound effects. And that's super stupid.
Oh man.
Like,
And
who
that's,
would want
I
to
would
buy
assume
that?
that'd be the same thing for Lego Luigi, but with like just swapped out assets.
Yeah. Of course. Ugh.
Lego Luigi now with a real vacuum. Get ready to lose all the Lego pieces you want.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yep.
Like to your point, Tyler, I feel like if I were to buy the Lego Mario, they're like such kind of janky and like it's a one long line of just little levels. And I don't want to put that on a shelf and then have to dust it every how many months.
Yeah.
But if I get like let's say in the future they make a giant Bowser's Castle, that would be pretty cool to have. I would have to dust
yeah.
it, but it would be a lot cooler than just like a line of dinky levels.
Something that you have to put on the surface.
Yeah. Lego Mario seems like it's like a more expensive version of. Did you guys ever get? Remember when Lego came out with a bunch of board games? Like there was a Harry
actually.
Potter board game, and
yeah.
yeah, they had all those. I think I had the Harry Potter one. That it just seems Lego Mario. It's kind of like that, where it's not really a set. They're just making a game with the Lego on top of it. Because even like the way you build the levels isn't very Lego. It feels more like like the plastic tubes that you put a ball in and it roll like you're making a course.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean.
It just doesn't really feel that much like Lego, where Lego really is a kind of once you get older, Lego really is like build something really big and put it on a shelf or a display case or something.
For
Just
sure,
makes
yeah.
Mario feel so out there.
You wouldn't even feel accomplished if you were to finish building it.
Yeah. Like sure Nintendo's all about, let's be innovative, but with Lego, it's all about creativity and like the freedom for the customer in a way.
Yeah.
They give you instructions, but people always take apart the instructions and just build their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what Nintendo IPs other than Mario and Super Smash Bros. That kind of encompass everything from Nintendo would you guys want? I'm gonna start with Tyler because I already technically know Nathan's answer.
Yep.
Well, I think if you were to go for if it was Nintendo and they're sticking with the whole idea of making like weird games with their Lego figures, I think the best one to go with would probably I'm probably gonna steal Nathan's thunder here. I think Legend of Zelda would be the best for like
God
a similar
Dang it.
similar to
Yes,
Lego Mario, where you have like maybe separate. They're all like every Lego set is a room and a dungeon, and you put them all together or something.
Oh, that's
And it's
true.
like,
They could
wow,
go with
look
the
at this.
top-down kind of thing.
But if it was me personally and just wanting to get like an actual Lego set, I mean, it's always kind of been wanted Lego Pokemon ever since I was little. Like I'd try to build a Pokemon Center or something, and that'd just be cool to see officially, and also just a bunch of little Pokemon figures. Like they probably would just be like most animals, where it's like a solid piece of plastic, but that would just be really cool to see.
Now,
But yeah,
that
I think
could
the most
actually
realistic
happen.
would be a dungeon type thing with Zelda.
The Pokemon could actually happen. I'm not sure when the copyright with that other like knockoff Lego brand,
Yeah.
the one that they have with Pokemon, I don't remember what it's called, but that I'm gonna assume a contract will end with them eventually, and they could go to Lego I just think they're not doing that because of probably the cost of making like how many new Pokemon models, and then
Well, I mean,
making that
Yeah.
could
could
just
be
take the most popular of Gen 1 and deal with and just stick with that.
Well, they probably
Yeah, and
do.
if it's, like,
The
really
3
popular-
starters and Pikachu could be the most they do.
If they were really ambitious, and my, I guess, dream, it could almost be like a every set, maybe not all, because that'd be a ridiculous number of Pokemon, but like you just have like a series of Gen 1 sets where you can get like a bunch of different Pokemon, and then if that does well, they get like a series of Gen 2 sets, and you wouldn't get every Pokemon for that generation, but you get like a good chunk or something.
And they could totally make like iconic scenes from each game. So like Gen 1 would be you're in the what do you call it, the Victory Road or something.
Or
You're
even
at the
just the
Elite
anime.
Four.
I think the anime would be
Pallet
easier.
Town, starting off in Pallet Town.
The anime probably definitely has a lot wider audience. You could definitely, especially with people who
There's
grew
more
up
you
with the
could do,
original.
because anime actually has scenes to build things off of. Well, Pokemon would be like, here's Route 1. Here's
Just a bunch of trees.
Route 2.
Here's a
trees.
city. Generic city.
Well, any of them. What's the big building that they went into, and you meet Giovanni?
Delphco?
Silphco.
Delph?
Yeah,
Oh.
they could just build that in Lego form.
Jesus. I mean, that's...
Maybe a little bit smaller, but yes.
Yeah, very much smaller. They probably wouldn't want to make a giant, boring-looking office building on the outside, and then like have all the same types of floors.
What if they just embrace like the 8-bit looking Game Boy, and you just have 3D versions of those little chibi characters, and they're 8-bit? They could
Honestly,
totally do that.
I'd rather they step it up with like maybe 32-bit and 3 stuff, maybe.
Or like
Gen 3
little
with the
square
Gen 3 art
characters.
style.
They don't add any color. It's just like the brownish green, the entire set. That'd be so stupid, but it would sell so much. I'm thinking like my favorite idea is I'm kind of leaning towards like bigger sets that I can build and it would look cool on a desk or something. I really want to see kind of Metroid be in the spotlight because
Dang, you took my second. You took my second idea.
Nathan has to
Samus
be
would be
more
so
original
cool
than us.
because you already have the armor that can be between the body and the head, kind of be a little bit bulky. The arm cannon can be held by the character's hand, which is super easy. And then the helmet is just a helmet that goes on top of the character. And I guess the feet would just be orange. So that could definitely be the minifigure. And then the actual Metroids. Wait, I think they're called Metroids. Yes, that's just a big green transparent piece that could be connected with 2 things. And then I'm thinking like, the 2 sets would be like a Bionicle style Ridley, which would be really cool, or just Samus's ship.
Samus's ship could probably take the Star Wars route, with the whole sets of
Millennium Falcon.
Starfighter. Yeah, Millennium Falcon, X-Wing, you name it. I'd imagine that's probably where they'll go if they decide to go with Metroid.
I just thought of the best idea. If Nintendo partnered with Lego around the time that like Brawl came out, and they released Subspace Emissary sets, where it was like, where you could have like the Captain Falcon's, like the Blue Falcon being chased down by Meta Ridley or something. That sounds like that sounds like it would never happen. But
even just the Blue Falcon itself as a Lego set would be super cool.
Pokemon cards are still selling like crazy these days, but Pokenerds always have them in stock. Looking to buy one? Get yourself a Dragonite card? Use the code SwitchClicks to get 5% off your entire order on Pokenerds. This code will also be in the description below.
Okay, so Discord kind of just crashed on us. I don't know what happened, but Nathan had to go because Discord is crapping on him. This is the same night. We're recording this the same night where basically all the servers went down in, I think, central US or something. Something happened.
So Nathan has officially passed away in the Switch Clicks lore. So we'll carry his mantle by talking about his idea for Lego Animal Crossing, which is pretty promising, actually. Pretty good idea. Like with New Horizons, I could see.
It would definitely be popular, and I think the only sets they could do is maybe like, oh, the town hall, Nook's Cranny, the player's house, and they couldn't
It could
even
be-
like just sell it all as a set.
If they want to stick to a gimmick, you could have like a base island as a set, and then a smaller set for each building to add to.
Oh my gosh, they would make so much money. Oh my! And then you
And then
can
like
you
maybe
buy
a
like little blue
minifigure pack
pieces.
for different villagers to show up.
Oh my! You just thought of $1 million idea. They would make so much money.
Once
They could do
again,
the minifigure
you're
pack with
welcome.
the characters, and then depending on like what sets you buy, you get the helping characters in it, or the villagers, which would be like
I'm
Tom
only
Nook,
asking for
Timmy
1%
Tommy.
royalties if this turns out to be real.
Because that would be insane. Because then they would also sell like, oh, what do you call it? I don't remember what they call it in the game, but it would be like a town projects set. So you could buy separate projects that would include like, oh, you get 3 trees and park bench or something for under
Yeah, like
$10.
the starter set with like the base island, you get like your tent.
I wonder how big it would be if they wanted just to be the outside, or if you can like remove the roof and you see a little bit of the inside. Like the classic Tom Nook would have the the benches on the left side of the room, and then the ones in the center that can hold stuff. And then Tom Nook walks around with you. And then your character could be customizable. Oh my gosh, there's so much possibilities.
Oh man,
That sounds
your
amazing.
wallet is. I can hear your wallet crying in the background.
It's true. It would only have to be a certain size that it doesn't take up too much room, but Lego
Yeah.
sets generally take up a lot of room. It also sounds
Like
quite
maybe only
expensive.
space for like 3 buildings that you can swap out or something.
Yeah, because Lego sets are usually like, oh, if it's, I don't know what the ratio is, but if it's a certain amount of pieces, it's a certain amount of price. And I think the Mario ones are overpriced for the amount of
Oh yeah,
things you
for
get.
sure.
So
I think Lego Mario himself is probably like, based on like the price of the Lego set, Lego Mario himself is probably worth $60 compared to the rest of the set.
yeah, I think the costumes are like $10. So $10 plus probably $10 to make the parts inside, and then they sell all the cruddy other pieces for another $20. They could easily make like a profit, like 50% profit. I think the last one I would really want is Kirby, but I think that would be like a Japanese exclusive thing. I just want a giant Kirby made out of Lego. Not
Really
even
big.
like, oh, just a little minifigure character. It'd be a solid size, probably like the size of a
Life-size
baseball
Kirby.
or something. Exactly. Or basketball. I'll take that many pieces. What is that, $200 to build a giant Lego Kirby? I take it.
20 centimeters tall. You can make life-size Kirby easily.
20 centimeters. Wait a minute, I have a thing right next to me. 20 centimeters. 8 inches, nearly a feet tall. If you add feet, it's a foot tall. I take it. Thank you for joining us in discussing future LEGO Nintendo collaborations we want to see. We'd love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes, and join our Discord for insight on future episodes. And we'll see you next time on the SwitchClicksPodcast.